After the great flood, Noah's family grew and spread across the earth. Sons and daughters were born, families became tribes, and soon the land was filled with people again. At first, everyone spoke the same language. When they talked, they understood each other perfectly. This made working together easy. They traveled as one people until they came to a wide plain in a land called Shinar. The people looked around at the open space and said, "This is a good place to settle. Let us build a city here." But not just any city. They had a bold idea. "Let us make a tower so tall that its top will reach the heavens. Then we will make a name for ourselves, and we will not be scattered across the earth." So they began. Brick by brick, the tower grew higher. Smoke curled into the sky from their ovens as they baked clay bricks stronger than stone. The sound of hammers, chisels, and shouting filled the air. Day by day, the tower rose above the fields, taller than the tallest trees. At first, they worked with joy, but soon their hearts filled with pride. They no longer wanted to honor God. Instead, they wanted to honor themselves. High above the clouds, they imagined looking down on the world and saying, "See what we have done. Nothing is impossible for us." But God, from his throne in heaven, looked down and saw what was happening. He saw their proud hearts, their desire to build a name for themselves instead of worshiping him. The Lord said, "If they have begun to do this as one people with one language, then nothing they plan will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language, so they will not understand each other." And suddenly it happened. As the builders worked, one man called out, "Pass me a brick." But the worker beside him heard only strange sounds. Another shouted, "Lift the stone higher." But his friend frowned, not understanding. The words tumbled into a jumble of different languages. Confusion spread like wildfire. People shouted louder, waving their hands, but no one understood. Friends who had spoken easily the day before now looked at each other with puzzled faces. The work slowed, then stopped. The tall tower stood unfinished, pointing awkwardly into the sky. Little by little, families who understood each other gathered together. Some packed their belongings and moved to the north, others to the south. Some traveled east, others west. Across mountains, valleys, deserts, and rivers, the people spread out over the earth, just as God had planned. And the tower? It was left behind, silent and incomplete. The people called it Babel, because there the Lord confused their language. From that day on, many languages filled the earth. People no longer spoke in just one tongue, but in hundreds of different words, sounds, and voices, each a reminder of the tower that was never finished. So, my dear children, the story of the Tower of Babel teaches us that pride can lead us away from God. But when we honor him and work together in humility, wonderful things can happen. God made all the languages of the world, and every person is part of his plan.